So I think needless to say, this offseason has been a pretty busy one, but an exciting one. Made some key partnerships, had some important deals get done, and laid the foundation for a future that we think reflects our commitment to the community and to our fans. So I'd like to start by thanking Jody Allen for her support on these efforts. It's been a very busy offseason, and I'd also like to thank our staff, everyone in this room and outside this room, for their dedication and their hard work this year. I think for us, from forming the Albina Rose Alliance with our partners at the Albina Vision Trust, welcoming this new WNBA franchise that's going to start in 2026, securing a 5-year lease extension that'll help us with a long-term extension, a new broadcast deal, and then finally this partnership with Brightside Windows. The summer has really set the stage, I think, for a new chapter for our organization. Speaking of the broadcast deal, I think we're especially proud of what this means and what it means for our fans. Our partnership with K2 and Sinclair through this new Rip City television network will bring more games to our fans across the Pacific Northwest than ever before. We'll be reaching 4 times more fans through this partnership, and we continue to look to secure some partnerships within Bend and Spokane and other areas as well. So more to come on that, not ready to announce anything at this time. And then for those folks on the go who want to watch direct-to-consumer, we also launched Blazer Vision, so that's up and running. It's a direct-to-consumer service that makes it easier than ever for fans to be able to follow the team. As it relates to the Albina Rose Alliance that we formed with AVT, so this partnership is really going to lead community-led restorative efforts in Lower Albina neighborhood. And I think together what we hope to do is revitalize this area, return its roots to as an economic, residential, and cultural heart of Portland. And the partnership is obviously more than just about economic development. It's about healing, reconnecting the community, and we're excited to share more work on this in the coming months as we build that partnership with them. Obviously, we've been hard at work on the bridge agreement with the city, got that announced in August, which was great news for us. And really, it's just the first step towards securing a long-term partnership with the city. We'll have to bring other key stakeholders to the table, including folks in the state and the metro and perhaps other areas. But there's actually really real momentum behind this project, and we'll await sort of the outcome of the election here in November to see which mayor we'll be dealing with when we start those conversations. And we're committed, I think, to making Moda Center a welcome place and space for years to come. On the concert side, we've been incredibly busy. We're in the midst of one of the busiest stretches of our history with over 50 events in 90 days. It's resulted in significant traffic throughout the city and especially in this area. And as we look, I think, toward this season, there's a lot for us to be excited about, obviously with the deals that we've done this summer, but we've also got this young dynamic roster that's ready to grow. Joe and Chauncey will talk a lot more about that as they go here. But our fans are going to have a front row seat to watch this team blossom, and I think this team's going to be more accessible and exciting than we've had in a while. So I'll close by saying this. I think our partnerships, these new initiatives, our continued and renewed focus on the community, it's aligned with our vision of building toward a championship-ready infrastructure. We're committed to supporting the revitalization of Portland, lifting up our community, and providing fans with an incredible experience both on and off the court. So with that, happy to take any questions, although many of you have heard a lot from me over the last couple of weeks. So.
Anecdotally, I think fans I hear from are excited about the TV situation, but are confused about how it works. What is sort of the outreach to explain this is where you find us? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some education that's going to have to happen, and this deal will get better as we go. So I've talked about this on a couple of radio shows, Mike. There is the launch on October 18th with our first preseason game, and that will be on K2's 2.2 channel. So that station will have all of the games. That station's accessible a variety of ways, and most easily on over the air through antenna. And then there's Blazer Vision as well. Once January 1st hits, we'll have what is now currently the Univision station, and that will become the primary station for the Rip City television network. And so that station will be much more distributed and easier to find on other, let's call it cable and vMVPDs like the YouTubes and the Hulus of the world. So I think fans will have to kind of bear with us a little bit on the front end here, but in the end, it'll be available widely on all of the stations. The other thing I'd add to that is we really, as we did this deal, we really wanted to be out of sort of the distribution challenges that a lot of folks deal with. And by securing an over-the-air partner, regardless of how these distribution things play out, because you see them play out all the time, will be easily accessible through two means. One is that over-the-air through an antenna, and the two is going to be through that Blazer Vision.
With season tickets, renewals, and so on, the numbers, and in comparison to a year ago, and also corporate sponsorships?
Yeah. Well, we just hired a brand new CRO, Galen Davies. He came to us from Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. He started this summer. Been a tremendously big asset for us in our front office. Renewals currently sit at 86%, which is similar to where we were 2 years ago at this time. Last year we were, sitting in the high 80s. And sponsorships are in a great spot. Obviously the announcement here with Brightside, but what we're excited about is Galen brings a totally different, I think, gear for us at this organization, and has really instilled this everybody drives revenue mentality throughout our staff. So feeling pretty good on both fronts.
Dwayne, do you have any clarity yet on when the next steps of the arena renovation project is going to happen?
Yeah. So the first amount of money that comes from the Spectator Facility Fund will hit this off season, and so we are looking at a pretty expansive in-bowl upgrade that we're not able to share a ton of information about today, but that looks like it's going to be on target for next summer to happen, which will be great because it'll be ready to launch for the first WNBA season and be ready for our Blazers season as well. So that's the primary focus there. We'll also be starting to have more substantive conversations once there's a new city government in place with other state and elected leaders. So I'm heading to Sacramento today to kind of show some of our electeds what Golden One has done to the surrounding Sacramento area. So and we did this 2 years ago where we took everyone, Portland Business Council took everyone to Milwaukee to see the Deer District and things like that. So we're working with the city and officials to help understand a little bit more about how these districts help revitalize cities.
So this bowl update is one of the two, and then do you think maybe the W team will only have to play one season at the Coliseum after that, or what's the?
I don't know if it's going to count as one full renovation. So it might be sort of a half step on our way.